All right, guys. So Joe Rogan gave a take that triggered a lot of the woke revolutionaries, as Rogan does from time to time. He drops some truth here and there in regards to woke cancel culture. And one of the main groups of people that are under attack from this woke revolutionary cancel culture is the straight white male. Okay, I'm just being honest, right? And in this clip, Rogan's gonna talk about where he thinks this is headed. Take a look.
You can never be woke enough. That's the problem. It keeps going. It keeps going further and further and further down the line. And if you get to the point where you capitulate, where you agree to all these demands, it'll eventually get to straight white men are not allowed to talk.
Right.
Because it's your privilege to express yourself when other people of color have been silenced throughout history. It will be, you're not allowed to go outside because so many people were imprisoned for so many years. I mean, I'm not joking.
No, I know.
It really will get there. It's that crazy. You know, we just got to be nice to each other, man. And there's a lot of people that are taking advantage of this weirdness in our culture, and then that becomes their thing. Their thing is calling people out for their privilege, calling people out for their position.
I think we're already at this point. Because throughout my life, whether that's on social media, whether that's been in the corporate world, there's been times when we're talking about race, and we're talking about certain issues, okay, having to do with feminism or anything like that. Straight white males are told that you can't talk about this. You can't speak on this. You got to be silent on these issues because of your privilege. And guys, I did a video probably about a month ago or so when Eric Bolin was debating this CNN analyst about what was going on in Georgia in regards to the vote ID laws. And Eric Bolin, who I assume is a straight white male, right? Like, he says the MLB moving the All-Star game out of Atlanta is going to hurt black people. And she went off on him because of that. And listen to what she said and the reason why she went off on him because he said that.
I think it's really rich for any Republican, especially a white man, to run around and claim that they care about the economic condition of black communities and black businesses when that's all a lie. Okay, there's nothing in their policies that they've done. The other thing is,
yeah. So as you can see there, she says that because he's a white male, he can't speak about how the MLB moving the All-Star game from Atlanta is going to hurt black people. See what I'm saying, guys? You see what I'm saying? There are certain topics that straight white males just can't talk about. They have to be silenced on certain topics. And again, this is why I try to say that I think that what Joe Rogan's saying is not only true, but I think it's already here when it comes to certain things. And this is happening because there's this assumption that because you're straight, white, and you're male, you have some sort of ultimate privilege in this society. Okay, and it kind of reminds me of that song, which is a masterpiece by Tom McDonald called Straight White Male. You know, the song that goes like, straight white man. Oh my God, that hook is so catchy. But yes, it reminds me of that song, Straight White Male, in which in this masterpiece, he basically talks about the perception that the straight white male has the ultimate privilege, right? He LOLs in police's face, although black people get arrested, okay? That the straight white male is able to get all the jobs. They blame everything on blacks and immigrants. And that the straight white male, again, has this privilege that nobody else has in society. And let's break down the term straight white male, okay? Because a lot of people want to say that Joe Rogan's using white supremacist talking points, okay? And in my opinion, I think that the talking points that Joe Rogan is using, he's using them not because he got them from white supremacists, it's because he got them from the woke revolutionaries. How many times have we seen the woke revolutionaries always try to use identity politics to talk about how certain groups of people are oppressed, right? How there's a hierarchy in terms of privilege, right? Let's break down the term straight white male. And guys, I'm not saying that I agree with all this. I'm just using the woke revolutionary logic here to demonstrate how they think about this type of stuff. They have straight privilege, okay? So privilege of being straight, okay? Because apparently LGBTQ people are not privileged. They're oppressed, right? And then they have white Okay, so color privilege, right? In the sense that, oh, white people are superior to everybody else, and that our society is organized based off white supremacy and yada, yada, yada. Okay. And then you have male. Obviously, they say that, well, males have more privilege, that there's a gender wage gap, even though that's a myth, and that, males have some sort of privilege over women in our society. Okay. I mean, these are not white supremacist talking points. These are talking points that I've heard in academia, like literally in sociology classes when I was in college. This is what they would tell you. This is what they would say. This is what they would talk about. And then people want to complain when straight white males say, well, hold on, you guys are targeting us and coming after us and trying to silence us solely because of identity politics, solely because of our gender, solely because of our sexuality, solely because of our skin color. Okay. And then they'll turn around and say, oh no, you're being a white supremacist for saying that. But then they'll turn around and say the exact same thing in academia. And that's definitely been an industry created around dunking on straight white males. Okay. And guys, I'm going to tell you, listen, as a straight black male, I know all about this because I've heard the term black men ain't shit for so long. I've always heard the term black men ain't shit. Okay. So I'm used to getting dunked on because of my sexuality, my race, and my gender. So straight white males, welcome to the world of getting dunked on, right? And being told that, you got to shut up and that you can't talk about certain things. Okay. Except, people are saying that straight white males are the shit, right? Apparently, and they're being dunked on for that. But, that does bring up a good point. A point that I want to talk about here, which is, again, as a straight black man, we experience some of the same things in terms of being dunked on just because of that, just like straight white men do, right? And I'm pretty sure straight Hispanic men experience that, straight Asian men experience that. This is a straight male thing, right? Straight males get dunked on for being straight and male, right? It's crazy how that works. And if you guys haven't noticed, straight black men are not the beneficiaries of the woke movement, right? We're not getting anything out of this, which is why a lot of straight black males have been red pilled, okay? Because we're not receiving anything. Most people that are benefiting from this woke revolutionary movement, you have to identify as LGBTQ. You need to be, non-binary in gender. You need to be a woman of color, right, to benefit from this movement. Okay, matter of fact, I would say a lot of straight black males probably feel like that we're being passed over and that we're being marginalized just because of this push to put all these other groups that fit this certain identity to the forefront, right? And because we're straight and male, we have to take a back seat. And I think that's why you're seeing this push to feminize the straight black man to fit in with the woke revolution. Okay. And as a straight black man, in order to benefit from the woke revolution, you have to be feminized to a certain extent. Okay. Like that's the best way for me to put it. And a lot of us are not down with all that. Okay. The amount of privilege that you're perceived to have in society is based off these labels that are assigned to you based off gender, sexuality, and race. But yet these same people, these exact same people that's talking about how they're trying to get away from racism, how they're trying to get away from sexism, how they're trying to get away from homophobia or whatever, right? They will organize society based off these same characteristics, but then turn around and say that they're not racist. Those are people that are always the loudest about racism and sexism and stuff like that, but yet they're using textbook racism and sexism to discriminate against others in society. That's what they're doing. And what I also try to tell people is that when we talk about privilege in society, right, as Americans, we all have American privilege, whether you're straight, LGBTQ, man, woman, whatever color you are privileged to be in America. You're actually privileged not only to be America, but to be born during this time period in which we have amazing technological innovations, the quality of life, even for somebody that's poor. Right? Even for somebody that's poor in this country, you're probably getting some assistance from the government and you can eat like a king, right? We have an overweight society, right? We have an overweight society. You have a bunch of people talking about how America's starving. And I'm like, where are we starving? Because we have an overweight society. It's impossible for us to be starving if we have an overweight society. Okay? I'm being serious. Most people don't understand that not only are you privileged to be in America, but you also privileged to be born during the time period in which you were born, right? Imagine being born during like the 1700s, right? When they were first starting America. You probably would have been a great life. But beyond that, right? And when you kind of level the playing field, nobody really feels privileged when it comes to where they are in life, right? Outside of that. Okay. I think that the average typical straight white male probably doesn't feel like they're that privileged, okay? Because straight white males grow up in homes in which they're not well off. Not all of them are trust fund babies. Not all of them have fathers in homes, okay? A lot of them have to work minimum wage jobs in high school and then, start their own businesses, go to college, work their way up, work hard, okay? A lot of them have to do the exact same things that everybody else has to do to get ahead in this society. Matter of fact, a majority. That's what 99% of us have to do. Okay? So, this idea of white privilege, in my opinion, I think it's really misguided. And in my opinion, a lot of people confuse white privilege for wealth privilege, right? I mean, if you're wealthy, regardless of your sex, your race, your sexuality, regardless of any of that, you're probably going to do well in life, okay? You're going to have more opportunities. You're going to have a leg up in life. But at the same time, I think what the woke revolutionaries are missing is that there are a lot of, poor straight white males or whatever you want to call them that do not feel privileged. They don't feel like they have a leg up in society. Matter of fact, they feel like they're getting the shit end of the stick, okay? And I think that, like Joe Rogan said, if we just talk to each other, right, and we actually start listening to each other, that we would realize that and that we will understand that instead of yelling at somebody and telling somebody, regardless of their background, that, hey, you're privileged solely just based off these characteristics here. You're privileged even though that person doesn't feel privileged. Yes, you're going to create division. You're going to make people angry. You're going to make people upset. Okay? So, look, man, I think Joe Rogan here is correct. And I think that a lot of this is happening because you can never be woke enough, right? It's a race to the bottom in terms of how victimized can you be, right? It's cool to be a part of a victimized group. If you're LGBTQ, you're a person of color, and you're a woman, then you're probably the one with the leg up right now, especially when it comes to corporate America, okay? Being woke is like currency, man. I try to tell you, the three currencies in today's society is the dollar bill, for as long as it lasts, if it doesn't collapse, Bitcoin, and wokeness, right? If you got all three of those, then you're basically the king of the world, okay? But, again, wokeness is a currency, right? Being woke is a currency. And this is why you have this industry of people that have dedicated their lives to just dunking on the straight white man. So, anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.